Emily Carter, a waitress at a roadside restaurant in Ohio, could little imagine that a decision to pay a grieving customer's bill would change her life forever. When she saw the elderly widow, with her teary eyes and a shy smile, Emily felt she needed to do something kind. Days later, a lawyer entered the restaurant with news that would completely transform her future. What seemed like a small act of kindness ended up connecting to a story of love, loss, and the power of a simple gesture. Hello everyone, and welcome to Timeless Tales USA. I'm thrilled to bring you another captivating story today that I know you'll enjoy. It was a cold fall afternoon in Cincinnati, Ohio. Emily Carter, 27, ran between tables in the Maple Diner, balancing hot dishes and hurried notes. The restaurant was known for its cozy atmosphere, with checkered tablecloths and a jukebox playing American classics. Emily noticed an elderly woman sitting alone by the window. With neatly combed white hair and a worn wool coat, the woman stared at a picture frame on the table while holding a cup of coffee. "Hi, my name is Emily. Have you already decided what you are going to order?" he asked with a warm smile. The woman looked up, forcing a smile. "Just the soup of the day, dear." Emily took the order, but couldn't help but notice the tears in the woman's eyes. Emily discovers the reason for her client's sadness and decides to do something special. When delivering the soup, Emily couldn't resist. "Are you okay?" The woman sighed deeply. "Today would have been my and Henry's wedding anniversary. He passed away 6 months ago. We had been married for 52 years. Emily felt her heart sink. When the woman asked for the bill, Emily made a decision. She discreetly paid for the meal and wrote a message on the receipt. "With affection, in memory of your Henry. Emily." Upon receiving the bill, the widow looked at Emily with tears streaming down. "Thank you, my dear. Henry would have loved your kindness." Without knowing it, Emily caught the attention of a customer sitting near the widow. While Emily was cleaning tables, she noticed a man in a suit sitting next to the widow, watching everything carefully. He asked for the bill and left without saying anything. "Strange," Emily muttered to herself. However, she soon forgot the incident, busy with the restaurant's hustle and bustle. Days later, the mysterious man reappears at the restaurant, but this time with news. 3 days later, while Emily was waiting on a table, the mysterious man entered the restaurant again. He waited patiently until she was free. "Are you Emily Carter?" he asked with a formal tone. "Yes, it's me." He extended his hand. "My name is William Anderson, lawyer. I need to talk to you about something very important." Emily was confused but curious. "Everything is fine?" William smiled. "The widow you helped recently? She wants to thank you in a way you would never imagine." William explains that Emily's gesture touched the widow deeply, leading to an impactful decision. William explained that the widow, Margaret, was the widow of Henry Thompson, a man who owned a network of local businesses. Margaret was deeply touched by his gesture. "She decided to leave something to you in her will, as a token of gratitude for your kindness." Emily was in shock. "I just wanted to do something kind. I didn't expect anything in return." William smiled. "And that's why she chose you." Emily reflects on the unexpected offer as her everyday life continues. When Emily shared the news with her best friend, Clara, she didn't receive the support she expected. "This seems too good to be true, Emily. What if it's a trap?" At work, his colleagues also started whispering. "Who does she think she is? Just because you helped an elderly lady, now you're going to be rich?" he heard someone say. Emily began to doubt herself. She decides to visit Margaret to clarify everything in person. When visiting Margaret, Emily was greeted with a warm hug. "My husband always said that small acts of kindness can change the world. And you proved him right, my dear." Margaret showed Emily old photos of Henry and told her about his passion for helping the community. Margaret reveals something about Emily's life that shocks her. Margaret revealed that Henry had worked with Emily's grandfather decades ago on a community project. He always spoke of his grandfather, Tom Carter, as a man who made a difference in his life. Emily was thrilled, feeling that fate had placed Margaret in her path. Margaret suffers a medical emergency, and Emily decides to help her in any way she can. That rainy night, Emily received a call from William, the lawyer. "Emily, Margaret was rushed to the hospital. She asked to see you." Emily felt her heart race as she grabbed her coat and ran to her car. When he arrived, he found Margaret lying on a bed, connected to monitors, but still with the warm smile that characterized her. "Emily, honey, don't worry. It's just my body reminding me that I'm not as young as I used to be." Emily held her hand and tried to hold back the tears. "You will always be young at heart, Margaret. I would never have the courage to do all this without you." Margaret looked into Emily's eyes seriously. "You have courage, Emily. More than you know. That's why I chose you to continue Henry's legacy." The moment was interrupted when the monitors began to beep. Doctors and nurses rushed into the room, pushing Emily away. She stood frozen in the hallway, her hands shaking as William arrived at her side. Margaret survives the emergency, but reveals that she wants to speed up the project to ensure it is completed while still being able to track the progress. After the scare, Margaret was stabilized, but was more fragile. When Emily returned to the room, Margaret held her hands tightly. "Time is precious, Emily, and I want to use it to see Henry's dream come true." Emily felt a lump in her throat. "We will do this together, Margaret. I promise I won't let anything stop the community center from progressing." Margaret handed over the envelope with the project details and smiled. "This is our legacy, Emily. Mine, Henry's, and now yours too." Emily faces resistance in the community as she tries to accelerate the project timeline. Inside the envelope, Emily found letters written by Henry, talking about his difficult childhood and how he wanted to create a space where kids like him could dream big. "He believed that the future begins with opportunities for everyone," explained William, showing the project's architectural plans. However, Emily realized that the budget was far above what Margaret could donate on her own. She began seeking donations, but faced resistance. "Why would anyone give so much money for this?" said the critics. Despite the challenges, Emily decided to organize a community meeting to present the project and convince people of its importance. At the meeting, a mysterious donation is announced, changing the course of the project. At the community meeting, Emily faced skeptical looks and dismissive comments. "Who is this waitress to lead something like this?" some murmured. Emily stood her ground, sharing Henry's vision and the importance of the project. "This isn't about me. It's about what we can do together to change our children's future." As he spoke, William entered the room with an envelope. He whispered something to Emily, who gaped. "We just received a donation of $500,000 for the project," William announced. The room was silent for a moment before erupting in applause. Emily discovers that the donation came from an old friend of Henry's, and this further connects her to his legacy. Emily decided to personally thank the donor, who turned out to be a childhood friend of Henry's. He told touching stories about how Henry helped him through difficult times, inspiring him to give back. Henry believed everyone deserved a chance. "That's why he will always be remembered," said the friend. Emily felt renewed. "I've never met Henry, but I feel like he's here, guiding every decision." With the funds secured, Emily faces the challenge of completing the project before Margaret falls ill again. The following months were intense. Emily coordinated construction crews, organized fundraising events, and even worked at the restaurant to support herself. Margaret, although frail, made occasional visits to the construction site. "Seeing this take shape is the best gift I could receive, Emily," she said during a visit. Emily felt the weight of responsibility, but also the motivation to do this for Margaret and Henry. During a final inspection, Emily finds a personal item of Henry's hidden in the building, revealing one last secret. On opening day, Emily was thrilled to see the community come together. Margaret, in a wheelchair, cut the ribbon alongside Emily, officially declaring the center open. While exploring the building, Emily found a small box hidden in one of the walls. Inside was a letter from Henry. "If you found this, it means our dream has been realized. Thank you for continuing the work we started. Remember, small gestures can change the world." Emily cried as she read the words, feeling Henry and Margaret's presence like a force guiding her path. The community center became a symbol of hope for the community, and Emily, now project leader, dedicated her life to maintaining Margaret and Henry's legacy of kindness and generosity. Enjoyed the story? Hit that like button and subscribe to Timeless Tales USA for more amazing content. Share one word in the comments to describe how this story made you feel.